it's I don't know. There were times when
That's
people.
a good point. Well, obviously, the one they had it in didn't work.
Well, and there were just times when people do things that, to me, are so grotesquely irresponsible that it just beggars description, and I just, it doesn't compute. Like I say from time to time, it leaves me speechless, and it takes a lot to leave me speechless, as you well know, Nick.
Good point. Good point.
You don't have to agree with me so quickly.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, I just like it when somebody has the same problems I do. Anyway, I think this is in one way, it is a funny story, but it can be tragic.
Of course.
It's the same kind of thing as alligators, although alligators are native to Florida. They're not to be messed with either. I guess what really at its heart, Joseph, is I don't think people really understand the nature of animals. They think that, I'm going to have this amazing pet nobody else has got, and it's going to be so cool. And they don't realize that you're putting the people around you at risk, literally, for their very lives if you have that animal. Because these things are not your friend. They're not smart enough to be your friend. They don't have the ability to think and act and reason the way that even other pets do, never mind human beings. And it's sometimes, I don't believe we should do this, but I can see why people would jump to the conclusion or come to the conclusion of maybe we ought to have IQ tests for pet owners. Because otherwise, you're going to have people making some very, very bad, irresponsible decisions, and somebody's going to pay for it, and it won't be pretty.
Okay, but I just, Nick, I'm sorry, I have to intervene here and emphasize that neither Nick nor I, nor anyone associated with Think Radio Enterprises, is in any way, shape, or form endorsing the idea of licensing pet owners and having them go through some sort of a government checklist before you get to own the pet.
No. I said, I was very clear. I said, I'm not saying we should do this.
Right.
I think a much more rational approach. I remember when they brought in the pit bull ban.
Yes.
They said that if you own a pit bull, then you're going to be responsible if it attacks anybody.
Right.
And I said, okay, that's the wrong way to go about it. What you want to do is broaden it out to any dog. I called it the dog bites, dog dies law. In other words, if a dog attacks someone in an unprovoked attack, when it's not defending human life or private property, and there's mitigating circumstances, there are no mitigating circumstances. This thing just slipped its collar and attacked some kid or something like that. That dog dies. No second chance. No. That's it. Game over. Animal's dead. We're not going to take that risk again. That to me would be a far more reasonable way, because then people realize and are taught very quickly that if you own a pet that is a danger to your neighbors and it does damage or kills somebody, it's going to cost you the life of your pet, and you will be criminally charged.
Well, I agree with that. Of course, the guy that owned this python in New Brunswick was charged with manslaughter, but he was acquitted, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I'm wondering what was behind that.
To my mind, that doesn't mean the snake should stay alive.
No, I wonder what they did with the snake. Yeah, we should look into that. That'd be interesting.
See, to me, if I'm a cop and I walk in on that scene, out comes the pistol, down goes the snake. Because that's a threat to human life.
What an awful situation.
And humans are always more valuable than than pets are.
Than pets, right. Humans are more valuable than pets. Anyway, enough about snakes. I think it's about time we go for another break. So, Nick and I will be back in a few minutes for part 3 of the Nick and Joe Show. If you're listening to us live, stay put. If you are listening to the podcast, Part 3 will be posted on Monday morning as per usual, so make sure that you check it out because we have some very interesting stuff. We don't want to get into more talk about COVID-19, but there are things that you just can't not address. So this one is going to be pretty interesting. So make sure you join us. If you're with us on the live show, stay with us. We'll be back in a few minutes.